Hey guys, holy crap, my frames have gone to complete crap. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I'm sitting at 5 frames. This game isn't even big. At all. Oh well. Okay guys, this is a game called HIKEBACK. I got this from itch.io. This was for the Scream Mortality Game Jam. I'm not really sure how long it took them to make it. Kind of like a visual novel kind of feel, I guess, from what I'm hearing in the comments. But apparently it's pretty darn good. It does have apparently some sensitive material in it, self-harm and sensitive subjects. So you've been warned. All right, let's do this. Auto options, return, quit. Let me tell you a story. Okay. It was late that night. I was driving through some backwoods to visit a friend. Then I spotted something on the side of the road. That's when I first saw you. Sticking your thumb out looking for a lift. So I decided to stop and help you out. The night was so dark that I could barely see your face, but I managed to catch a glimpse of you through my faded headlights. Your front was smeared with dirt and grime, and your hair stuck out in every direction. You asked me for a ride to the next town over. And I said yes. I watched you climb into the back seat. We rode together in silence for miles. There was no radio signal out here, so music wasn't much of an option. I could barely hear you breathing. Sometimes I forgot you were there at all. I could feel myself starting to nod off. The dust in the headlights swam in lazy streams. Swam. And just as I started to drift away, they hit a tree. Something pierced through my stomach. Your arms were around my waist from behind the seat, your fingers clutching a bloody scalpel. My throat closed up, my mind went blank. My senses screaming, I lost control of the wheel. My head was pounding. Needles pricked across my skin, cut with shattered bone and shrapnel. Every breath I took was harder than the last. There was no one else in these woods. There was no one around to help. I was going to die here. Next to me, I could see you coughing up blood. Your arms were embedded with broken glass. I asked you why you did it. There was no point after all. Now we were both going to die with no one around to find our bodies. You gave me a wry smile as my vision faded to black. You spoke with a voice like gravel and serrated teeth. You told me that you couldn't help it. It was in your nature. And one nature. Okay. What? Hold the phone. No. Wait, what? Huh? Let me tell you a story. My name's not important. Never liked it much anyway. I was driving that night to visit a friend on the other side of the mountains. I'd never met him in person before, but they needed my help. That was all that mattered. This place really was out in the middle of nowhere, though. Not a sign of civilization to be seen. I was messing around with the radio when I saw you. A scrawny thing in dirty clothes sticking your thumb out. So I I decided to stop. Oh. It's a decision. Well, that's the only decision I have. So I decided to stop. What the hell, you know? I felt bad for you. Maybe you really needed the help. I don't think I could have lived with myself if I abandoned someone in a bad spot. So I flashed my headlights and pulled over beside you. As soon as I got out of the car, I could tell I made the right call. You looked like shit. The knees of your pants were all scuffed and your whole body was smudged with dirt. That's a very interesting illustration, don't you think? You needed help, badly. Me. Hey, you alright? Where are you headed? You looked at me with a blank stare as if I was saying nothing but meaningless noise. I sighed and took a step forward. You eyed me warily. Me. Look, you need a ride, right? If I'm taking you somewhere, then can you at least give me a direction? You seemed to consider this for a while. You ran your fingernails up and down your arms as if you were scratching at something. After a bit, you finally looked at me in the eyes. You. Is there a town nearby? I could tell just by listening to you that you desperately needed a drink. Unfortunately, I didn't think the half-empty soda sitting in my cup holder would cut it. Me. Nearby? Not for a while yet. Me. But there should be a gas station at the next exit. About a 20-minute drive or so. You chewed your lip in silence. Me. Do you want me to take you there? You nodded slowly. You. Please. So I stepped backwards to the car and opened the door to the... Okay. Now, and I don't remember, in the first one weren't we in the back seat? How about passenger side. So I opened the door to the passenger side. You seemed harmless enough, and there was no point in being rude. ... You didn't move. Me. Everything okay? ... Still nothing. I figured you were just nervous. I didn't blame you. This was a pretty weird situation. Then notice you were mumbling something under your breath. That face... Whoa. The face changed a little bit. That's not a nice looking face. Look at the fingernails, too. They're like sharp. Look at them. Can you see the fingernails, guys? They're like sharp, like vampire. Okay, notice something mumbling on your breath. You. Not the... Me. Hey, no worries if it's too much, okay? If you want, I can always call a police station. Whoa. No. A refusal so quick I had to take a second to even register it. Yeah, no kidding. You sure? So quick I couldn't read it. You... ... must have struck a nerve. Without another word, you brushed past me and slid inside. I tried to give your shoulder a reassuring pat as you got in, as reassuring as I could manage anyway. You almost hit your head on the roof when my hand made contact. Oh God, here we go. Me. Hey! You. ... What? Seatbelt? And no response. I glanced over my shoulder and pointed at the belt buckle. Me. Put it on. I'm not moving this car until you do. You blinked at me slowly before pulling on the seatbelt. You examined it like it was a foreign object as you crossed it over your waist and hooked it into the buckle. With a sigh, I turned back towards the wheel and started up the engine. The radio still wasn't working. It was really starting to piss me off. I guess there wasn't much signal that far out. And all the while, you hardly made a sound. It was like you weren't even there. But you were. I checked. Quiet as a corpse with your cheek pressed against the window. We drove for miles, endless stretches of the same road, the same trees, the same dark expanse. For all we knew, we could have been driving in place. Things started getting blurry. Oh no. My eyelids were heavy from the weight of all the hours on the road. I didn't want to risk falling asleep at the wheel, so I went ahead and downed the last of my energy drink. It was long since flat, the sugar and gunk and artificial flavors all stuck to my teeth. Me. Gross. I needed something more substantial to keep me awake. Music would have been fine, but the radio still refused to cooperate. What to do? Oh, right. As I heard you shuffling around in your seat, I realized that some friendly conversation could definitely keep me awake. I hardly knew anything about you after all. Oh God, you were just a total stranger. What was that fucking bullshit of the screen again? No harm in breaking the ice, right? So I glanced over towards you and spoke. So I managed to see your scalpel seconds before it went straight through my eye. Wow. So, like, you know, the passenger's side doesn't help. The next thing I knew, we were both crashing through the windshield. A tree. Or was it a boulder, maybe? I couldn't tell. As soon as my vision went red, the wheel slipped out of my fingers, and we crashed straight into something. My head was pounding. The muck that was left of my eye leaked down my chin. Ugh. The only thing that kept me from passing out was the pain. Needles prickled across my skin, cut with shattered bone and shrapnel. Every breath I took was harder than the last. There was no one else in these woods. There was no one around to help. I was going to die here. Next to me, I heard you yelp in pain. Through the blood, I saw your leg twisted in ways it never should be. This was the end for both of us. But instead of screaming, crying, begging for my life, all I could feel was, oh God, anger. My mouth started moving before my thoughts could. What the fuck is wrong with you? Every word tasted like iron. Me. Because of this, because of you, now we're both dead. Even with my sight melting away, I felt your eyes boring into me. Me, is this what you wanted? Your head lolled to the side as you choked and gasped, wiping your mouth on your arm. The veins in your neck bulged. I could see them clearly now. I wanted to wrap my hands around your throat and squeeze more than I've wanted anything else in my entire life. You. No. Me. Then why? I pounced on your response like a rabid animal. I had to know. I deserved to. I heard your nails scrape across the gravel, hair curtaining your face. You. Who? Me. What? You cleared your throat and tried again. Your voice was thick with blood. You. Whose fault is this? You. Answer me. Whose fault? You. Who is to blame for this ending? The one to blame is... What the hell? What do I say? It's us. We were falling. The driver was falling asleep. But he... Oh. You. Me. You, obviously. You stabbed me in the fucking eye. Me. What possible... I'd gotten too heated. I had to take a second to wheeze, feeling my lungs sting. Me. What possible reason could you have had? You. None. I stopped in my tracks, mouth hung open like a dead fish. Me. What? You. There was no reason. No reason at all. You. Because it was not a reasonable thing to do? Somehow it felt like you were speaking much clearer all of a sudden. And I saw movement in your direction. Were you standing up? You. I did it because I am a bad person. That is all there is to it. I couldn't keep the eye I had left open any longer, even as my mind raced. I felt someone, you, right next to me, a creeping heat that sent goosebumps running up my neck. You. Because for people like me, I heard the smile in your voice. Oh, God. It's in my nature. That red screen is just there to... Okay. Stop it. And one. Nature. So we still got the nature ending. What? You just never learn, do you? Wait a minute. Hey, stop it. Alright, we'll do this a third time, guys. See what happens. We gotta know. We gotta see this. We gotta see this shit. One more time. Let me tell you a story. My name's not important. I never liked it much anyway. Okay, I was driving that night to visit a friend on the other side of the mountains. I never met in person before, but they needed my help. That was all that mattered. This place was really out in the middle of nowhere. Okay. Not a sign of civilization to be seen. Thought my windshield had gotten cracked somehow. No clue when that happened. Huh. It was no big deal. The car had already seen much better days, and one little crack wouldn't do any more harm. Even though I didn't remember having it. I was messing around with the radio when I saw you. A scrawny thing in dirty clothes sticking your thumb out. So I... Really? I kept driving? Or I decided to stop? You never learn, huh? Well, I learned this time. I'm gonna keep driving. So I kept right on driving. Like hell, I was falling for that. A stranger out here in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, asking for a lift. Are you kidding? Call me superstitious, but that sounded like the beginning of a ghost story. I sure wasn't planning on dying anytime soon. I still felt your eyes on me as I sped past you, all the way down the road. I never saw you again. What? Common sense. And number 5. Get out of here. I don't know if you guys saw that the cleaner came up. And common sense. Okay, no, we gotta do one more. We gotta do one more. That was too quick. This is actually pretty cool. This time. Let me tell you a story. Alright, my name's not important. Never liked it much anyway. Was driving that night to visit a friend on the other side of the mountains. I never met them in person before, but they needed my help. That was all that mattered. So this was really out in the middle of nowhere, though. Not a sign of civilization. Gotten cracked somehow, no clue. It was no big deal. The car had seen much better days. Okay. Even though I didn't remember having it. Messing around with the radio when I saw you. Scoring anything dirty clothes, taking your thumb out. So I decided to stop. Decided to stop? What the hell, you know? I felt bad for you. Maybe you really needed the help. I don't think I could have lived with myself if I abandoned someone on the bad spot. So I flashed my headlights and pulled over beside you. Okay. As soon as I got out of the car, I could tell I made the right call. You looked like shit. Your pants were scuffed, your whole body was smudged with dirt. You needed help badly. Me, hey, you alright? Where are you headed? Blank stare, as if I was saying nothing but meaningless noise. I sighed and I took a step forward. You eyed me warily. Look, you need a ride, right? I'm taking you somewhere. Can you at least give me a direction? You seemed to consider this for a while. You ran your fingernails up and down your arms as if you were scratching at something. After a bit, you finally looked me in the eyes. You, is there a town nearby? I could tell just by listening to you that you desperately needed a drink. Unfortunately, the half soda in my cup holder wouldn't cut it. Me, nearby? Not for a while yet. Should be a gas station at the next exit, about a 20-minute drive or so. Chewed your lip in silence. You wanted me to take you there. You nodded slowly. Please. So I stepped back towards the car and opened the door to the... Okay. I'll be doing the passenger side again. Okay. I'm gonna be a fucking idiot and do back seat. I'm gonna go to the back seat. Better safe than sorry. He stared at me for only a moment before climbing inside. Hey. You, what? Seatbelt? And no response. I turned around in my seat and pointed at the belt buckle. Put it on. I'm not moving this car until you do. You rolled your eyes as you tugged on the seatbelt as if we'd had this conversation before. What a sigh. With a sigh, I turned back towards the wheel and started up the engine. The radio still wasn't working. It was really starting to piss me off. Guess there wasn't much signal that far out. And all the while, you hardly made a sound. It was like you weren't even there. We drove for miles, endless stretches of the same road, the same trees, the same dark expanse. For all we knew, we could have been driving in place. Things started getting blurry. My eyelids were heavy from the weight of all the hours on the road. I didn't want to risk falling asleep at the wheel. Me, huh? The can was completely empty. Weird. The drink? I'd been so sure that I still had some left. When did I drink it? Had I forgotten somehow? I tried to shake the weird sense of deja vu from my head and keep my eyes on the road. Still nothing from the back seat, and I adjusted my rear view so I could get a look at what you were up to. I could barely see a thing. My throat closed up. What I had been thinking, letting you into my car. I had no idea who you were, what you wanted, or what you were capable of. For all I knew, you could be hiding my body in a highway ditch somewhere by the morning. You were just a total stranger. How far were we to somewhere safe? If something happened, would anyone come to help? And as these thoughts swarmed my head... Oh no. I heard you moving around in the back seat. My chest felt tight as panic surged inside me. I swore that I could feel your breath on my neck. Were you about to kill me? I had to do something now. So I... Oh my god, what? Oh, do I hit the brakes or do I speak up? I think anything physical, like the hitting the brakes, is just going to be a bad idea. I think this person wants to know more. I don't know. I'm going to speak up. My mouth suddenly felt dry. With a deep breath, I spoke. Me, what do you think you're doing? And almost as soon as the words left my mouth... What? Your arms wrapped around my chest from behind and something cold and sharp pressed against my neck. I am merely taking precautionary measures. I gripped the steering wheel like it was my last chance. Blood roared in my head. One flinch, one speed bump. That's all it would take for this stranger to slit my throat. As I swallowed, my skin sank a bit deeper into the blade. Me, how? How so? You, simple. You could stop this car and kill me at any time or drop me off somewhere to rot in captivity. Wait a minute. From you, simple, you could stop this car and kill me at any time or drop me off somewhere to rot in captivity. What? If you so wish, you could even crash this car and watch me burn, safe behind an airbag. Now, it didn't seem like the best time to mention that I took the airbags out of this thing years ago. You, but this way you cannot kill me without killing yourself, and in turn, I cannot kill you without killing myself either. You, thus we are even. Does that make sense? You waited for an answer. That doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, you have a point. Definitely. I racked my brain for any good answers, and I came up empty. I couldn't really argue with that, now could I? I sighed, trying not to think about how close I was to dying at any moment as I drove. Me, I admit it, you do have a point there. But, what happens when I make it to the gas station? You, Me, you know, what's keeping you from killing me as soon as I stop the car? You huffed. You, I have no reason to. All I need is the ride. Me, sure, I guess. But why should I believe that? You're already threatening to kill me and all. You just have to trust me. Me, trust you, huh? Me, well, we're strangers, yeah, and I don't know a thing about you. Trusting you is a pretty big ask. So can I really afford to do that? I mean, if I stop this car, I'd be throwing away the only leverage I have against you right now. You, then by that same logic, if I take away this blade, I would be making the same foolish mistake. We sat there in silence. Me, I guess we're at a standstill then, aren't we? Your fingernails dug into my shoulder, the scalpel nicking at my skin. You, I suppose we are. And 4. Standstill. Okay, guys. There's obviously more endings to this game. I'm not sure how many, to be honest. But this has been pretty cool. I kind of wish there was... I understand why you're getting the same kind of conversation splits, you know, where it's like he talks about, well, you know, my radio doesn't work, you know, and oh, my drink, the crack in the window, and I don't remember how that happened, blah, blah, blah. I get that. Just kind of, you know, a little bit over time, you're kind of like, you're just waiting for the new responses to, you know, to occur. But still really cool. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was very interesting, and very, very, very interesting. Well done. Very well done. I'm not sure why they were throwing in the flashes of the red screen. I guess just kind of give you a jump scare. Kind of, whoa, you know, you're reading and all of a sudden, blah. But that was somewhat effective, to be honest. If you would like me to continue to find the different endings, then let me know, guys. I'll be more than happy to. And you guys, if you want to check this game out yourself, it is on itch.io. And again, if I remember, which I normally don't, I'll put a link for the game down in the description, because this is pretty cool. And I think you guys might get a kick out of it as well. And anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like and share it if you did. Sub to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you're all staying safe. Hope you're all staying healthy. And I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Peace.
Drop it.